Hey yo everybody, welcome back to Tavian's World of Reptiles. I hope you are all doing well and taking care of yourselves. So, yesterday was feeding day here in my world of reptiles. And so I had fed most of my smaller snakes before I left to work, but the bigger snakes have bigger rodents. They take a little bit longer to thaw, so instead of putting them in water to thaw, I just set them out to thaw. Anyway, came home after work. I'm tired, but definitely needing to get them fed. Um, and so I got to feeding. And let me tell you, how Artemis, it was time for Artemis to eat this month. And Artemis is on the extra large rats because that's what I had gotten. Brought her down from the jumbos to like the extra larges. And I'm not going to bring her down to the regular larges until I actually run out of food. So if anybody's like, why is your boa eating extra large? It's because that's what I have, and food's expensive, and I'm not going to just like throw that food out just to bring her down to size. It's not worth it. She's gonna eat it fine. I just have her meal spread out further. Anyway, so she eats extra large rats, and I was warning about feeding my snakes, and if you're not paying attention, which I wasn't, and you're just kind of grabbing for rodents, and I was just feeding. I was feeding everyone, and I got to feeding Artemis, who was the last one to be fed, and I went to pick up her rat, and I noticed that it was significantly lighter than it should have been for being the extra large rat. Like, I mean, it's not way larger than a normally large rat, but it is larger, and I can tell when I'm holding it. And I was like, oh my goodness, what have I done? And I looked back up to Luna, who was the last one I had fed, and there she was already in the process of eating what should have been Artemis's extra large rat. So I ended up having to give Artemis this just regular large rat and anxiously watch while Luna attempted to eat this extra large rat. And let me tell you, she is looking thick. I cannot get the clearest of angles there, but you can see that bulge she's got right there. It is thick, 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 thick. I mean, she did manage to eat it. She did manage to eat it, but she is super, super thick. Definitely the biggest bulge that she's ever had before. And because of that, she will certainly not be eating 2 weeks from now. I'm going to push her next feeding out to about 3 weeks, if not even a little longer, depending on how long it takes for her to like poop and bring that bulge down to size. But because she got such a large feeder, she is certainly not going to be eating again anytime soon, and Artemis will continue to stay on her normal regular thing. It's not going to be too much for her to wait an extra a week or whatever for her feedings, eating a smaller rodent, with her being overweight anyway. But Luna here definitely needs to wait longer before I attempt to give her another meal. And yes, as you can see from her lack of red in her eyes right now, that she is in shed. Luna is definitely not one of those snakes that denies food even in blue, and she's not about nearing the end of her blue phase too. I imagine in another day or two her eyes will be back to normal, and then some days after that she will actually come out of her skin. But there she is, in blue and freshly fed, a very, very, very large meal because of my mistake. I was tired, but she did eat it. As anxious as I was watching her eat it, she did manage to get it in. So, I mean, kind of goes to show you she's grown a lot since I actually first took her in. When I was still feeding her like I think medium rats or actually small rats. So yeah, anyway, that's it. Just wanted to share that with you all because it was a little bit of a scary thing because it was a really big meal, and if you feed too large of meals, it can be pretty dangerous. But I think it was just small enough that she handled it no problem, but has got a very large bulge that is going to make me hold off on feeding her a little longer on the next time around. So, but anyway, that's all, you guys. You guys take care, love yourselves, love your reptiles, love your loved ones, and you guys keep spreading those herbs.